Thanks for watching instructional videos from Law Office Cloud, the Law Office resource for solutions on the Microsoft Cloud. My name is Joe Schmielars. Today we're going to talk about cloud computing and costs for virtual machines on the Microsoft Azure Cloud. In particular importance for attorneys is Windows virtual machines, and the best way to think about this is to think that you are renting servers and desktops from Microsoft that are housed within the Microsoft data center in a particular region. So if we see the region that we're talking about here, for instance, we're talking about East US, and we scroll down, we see the particular costs for the different virtual machines available. Now in this first basic tier, the lowest cost tier, we have several instances, and let's examine the A1 instance. A1 instance has one core, and which meaning a processor. Only one processor is assigned to this virtual machine. It has 1.75 gigabytes of RAM, 40 gigabytes of storage, and for all those resources, we see the pricing right here. Now what that implies is that it's a little less expensive than 7.5 cents an hour for use of this virtual machine on Microsoft's data center. If you took that virtual machine and you ran it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for the full month, it would cost you approximately $55 a month. Now, the thing about pricing for cloud computing in general is that it works a lot like your energy company. If you turn your light switch off, then you're not paying for that particular resource. Once again, here, if we turn off this virtual server, for instance, for half the day, then our cost for the month would be about $27.50. Actually, it would be a little higher because even when you turn it off, you are still paying for storage, but storage overall is a small cost of the total virtual machine cost. Now, a couple things to note. If your storage or your data is stored in a region inside the United States, for instance here we're talking about the East US, that data, if you chose a geo-replicated plan, meaning that the data is replicated to another US-based regional data center, that it will only be replicated to a US-based data center and not to some foreign jurisdiction. This alleviates a lot of the worries that attorneys might have about jurisdictional issues related to discovery, as well as security issues that are prevalent in foreign nations. The other thing to consider is availability sets. Availability sets give you the Microsoft Service Level Agreement guarantees. And basically what they mean is that you create identical virtual machines that are housed in different racks in the data center at Microsoft. The benefit for that is that when there is a Windows update that occurs on one machine, it does not occur on the other machine as well. And as you know, any software change in any computer may result in downtime. So to prevent that cause, there are availability sets where you can put your virtual machines, and Microsoft controls when those Windows updates occur to the hypervisor, meaning the underlying computer hardware that is controlling your virtual machine. Some other pricing notes that may be relevant for law firms are SQL Server pricing, and there are many ways you can license SQL on a Microsoft Azure virtual machine. You can pay them monthly for the cost of the SQL, and as we see, we've chosen SQL Server. Now this does not include the cost of the virtual machine itself, just the SQL license. So for instance here, we're looking at a basic machine. If we chose an A0 or A1, which we were discussing previously, the additional cost for SQL Standard would be approximately $298 a month if that machine is left on 24 hours a day. Now there are several other issues and ways that you can license SQL Server on a Windows Azure virtual machine. And one of them is to actually bring your own copy of Microsoft SQL Server and install it on a virtual machine up there. If you are currently running SQL on an on-premises machine, if you purchase software assurance with that particular license, then that license has license mobility and can be transferred to the Microsoft Azure cloud in a Windows Server virtual machine. Thanks for watching instructional videos from Law Office Cloud, the Law Office resource for solutions on the Microsoft Cloud. My name is Joe Schmielars.